Prologue. Raising a child in today's world is no longer just about love and discipline. It's about strategy, foresight, and the courage to swim against the current. The term alpha child may evoke images of arrogance or aggression, but in the context of this book, it represents something far more noble and necessary. A child who is confident, capable, resilient, and kind. When I was a child, life moved at a different rhythm. We played outside until the streetlights came on. We scraped our knees, climbed trees, got into trouble, and solved it ourselves. There were no smartphones, no social media, no instant gratification at every turn. But there was freedom. And that freedom taught us more about life than any textbook ever could. I'm a father, of 2 daughters, to be exact. Like many parents, I struggled to find the balance between protection and empowerment. I wanted my girls to be safe from the world, but I also needed them to be strong enough to face it. Shielding them from every bump and bruise might have brought me peace of mind, but it would have cost them their independence. As they grew, I noticed something disturbing, not just in my own experience, but in the culture at large. The gap between what schools were teaching and what life actually demanded was widening into a dangerous chasm. Critical life skills, time management, emotional resilience, self-defense, and even simple confidence were being replaced with abstract theory and irrelevant test prep. I thought back to my own education. Of all the classes and courses I took in the U.S. school system, only 3 had direct application in my adult life: time management, speed reading, and Spanish. And of those, 2 weren't even part of the school curriculum. I paid for them myself. I learned time management in the Army during a leadership course for non-commissioned officers. Speed reading I sought out before starting graduate school, and it saved me countless hours of agony. Spanish, for me, was not just a subject. It became a vital tool, especially as I built a bilingual household with my Colombian wife. One statistic I came across during that speed reading course stuck with me. The average college freshman read at a 9th grade level. Even more shocking was the fact that the average prison inmate read at a 5th grade level. That revelation struck me like a thunderclap, not just because it was appalling, but because it underscored the deep link between literacy and life outcomes. From that moment forward, I made a vow. I would raise my daughters with a real-world toolkit that extended beyond math tests and historical trivia. They would learn the curriculum, yes, but they would also learn how to survive, adapt, and lead. By the age of 12, they could navigate with a map and compass. They understood how to escape a burning home or a violent intruder. They knew how to swim, perform CPR, start a fire, cook a meal, and defend themselves, with and without weapons. I made sure they knew how to think clearly under pressure, make decisions when no one else would, and stay calm when others panicked. Our household became a training ground, not in the militaristic sense, but in the sense of cultivating calm, capable, independent thinkers. We had impromptu emergency drills and long philosophical conversations. We practiced problem solving, practiced failure, and practiced getting back up. Thanks to their bilingual upbringing, they were culturally agile and emotionally flexible. And as they entered their teenage years, I watched with gratitude as they handled the storms of adolescence with more composure and confidence than many of their peers. It wasn't that they didn't stumble, it was that they knew how to recover. This book is not a rigid manual. It's a blueprint, a roadmap drawn from my own parenting journey, enriched by research, trial and error, and a fair share of sleepless nights. You won't find preachy perfectionism here. What you will find are the tools, strategies, and insights to raise a child who is ready for the real world, not just to survive it, but to thrive in it. Let's begin.